We back. We back. Now, y'all remember last week or 2 weeks ago, I dropped a video. I dropped 2 videos talking about Cameron, because the rapper Cameron went on his podcast and he said, man, Africans don't even mess with us, man. Africans don't even got love for us, man. And obviously I told Cameron, listen, bro, if you go to the continent, anywhere on the continent, you're gonna get love, bro. You got millions of African fans inside and outside the continent, man. So that rhetoric don't even make no sense, bro. Anywhere you touch down, anywhere Dipset touch down, major love, man. Major love. And I even gave a bunch of different examples of other artists who went to the African continent and got major love. Kendrick Lamar, Meek Mill, Rick Ross, etc., right? Chance the Rapper, Vic Mensa, Erykah Badu, Dave Chappelle. The list goes on and on. And in that video, I basically said, listen, Cameron, I don't know what you've been listening to. I don't know what kind of media you've been watching, but it was obvious to me that Cameron was simply pushing a narrative that does not reflect his lived experience. And I thought that was goofy. As a man, I think when you promote a narrative that you know in your heart of hearts does not reflect your lived experiences, you a goofy and you a follower. You know, you're a follower. But like I said, that's common of a lot of street dudes, man. A lot of street dudes, they follow behind other men. You know what I'm saying? So listen, stop watching that Tariq Nasheed, Cameron. You watch too much Tariq Nasheed. Now, anyways, man, we got rapper A Boogie with the hoodie. You know, A Boogie coming out of the Bronx. Shout out to A Boogie, right? Apparently, he went to West Africa recently, right? I didn't even know about that. Apparently, he went to West Africa. You know, shout out to the homie. Shout out to the homie. And before I jump into my commentary, let's refresh your memory and let's jump back to the clip from Cameron where he was talking that nonsense. Run the footage. I'll be right back.
Africans don't even fuck with us.
Wow.
Because they don't.
And Americans do?
Well, you're American, Mace. You're born American. And shout out to all my in Africa. Much love. But y'all don't consider us real Africans. Y'all don't.
All right, we back. Now, am I surprised? Of course I'm not surprised. A Boogie, born and raised New York City. Cameron, born and raised New York City. Myself, born and raised New York City. Even though A Boogie is all the way on the continent, he most likely grew up having friends and associates of different backgrounds, different cultures, from different ethnicities, different walks of life, etc., etc. And I can't speak for Cameron's generation because he was born in 1976. I was born in 1995. A Boogie, born in 1995. I think he was born like a week before I was. So me and A Boogie, we from the same generation. And when we was coming up, there was no division amongst black men like that. When I see guys like Cameron, guys like Tariq Nasheed, guys who was born in the 60s and the 70s, that was a different time, a different generation, man. You know, y'all talking about what happened back in 1992. You know, in 2024, we not on that shit no more, man. We ain't on that. You know what I'm saying? We ain't on that, bro. The temperature and the culture is different now. Maybe back when Cameron was coming up and African culture was still looked down upon. But when I see A Boogie going to the continent dressed in the West African garb, you know what I mean, draped up with the ice. I mean, come on, that's fly shit, bro. That's fly shit, man. You see the amount of love my homie was getting? Look at the love, bro. And it's not like A Boogie is a superstar. He's not like he's like an A-list rapper like Drake. You know what I mean? But even still, look at the amount of love he get, bro. Look at the amount of love he get. And that's why I gotta say, if Africans don't mess with us, then who does? Because I guarantee he's not going to get the same love over in Japan. He's not going to get the same love over in China. He's not even going to get the same love over here in America. Like I told you, when Meek Mill went to West Africa, he was meeting the president, hanging out with the president's daughter. You can't do that in America. You ain't doing that shit in America. You ain't hanging out with Joe Biden's daughter, bringing her to the hood on a motorbike. No, hell nah. But you can get that type of love over in Africa. That's a reality. I mean, come on, man. Look at my boy. Look at my boy in the traditional West African attire, man. You know, I done went to a few events. I done went to a couple weddings. You know, we had to dress up in the West African traditional attire. And I'm telling you, man, you know, the black man be in his glory when he be dressing in his native attire, man. And even though as much as I don't like it, these rappers, these ball players, these entertainers, they have a lot of influence over the minds of the youth, right? So instead of glorifying the typical nonsense that is typically glorified in the media, when the young kids look up to A Boogie and they see him in the traditional West African attire, you know what I mean, dripping with the ice, it's a positive image. It's definitely a more positive image than the standard image that is being promoted, right? Listen, man, I mean, Cameron, what did Cameron promote when he had the microphone, when he was at the top of the game? What did Cameron promote? He promoted bullshit. He promoted nonsense. You know what I mean? So I think it's a nice change of pace when you see the young homies like A Boogie going to the continent showing love and also receiving that same love back, debunking a lot of narratives that are constantly being circulated all through the media. I'm not even going to make this a long drawn out video. I just wanted to debunk Cameron once again, saying that Africans don't got love for us, Africans this and that. Listen, bro, maybe back in your day, maybe back in 1994 when you was standing on the block back in Harlem selling crack. But in 2024, man, the black man is not trying to divide himself amongst nationality, amongst ethnicity. The black man is trying to find ways to come together, at least the intelligent black man. You dumbass niggas, I mean, I don't give a fuck about y'all. But the intelligent black man, we trying to come together, bro. We trying to come together, combine our resources, our expertise, our knowledge, our experiences, and to form a better future for ourselves and everybody that we love. That's it and that's all, man. And no matter how much we got these dudes who on the tail end of their existence trying to push outdated narratives, listen, the young brothers, I'm telling you, we debunking that shit, we rebuking that shit, and the actions will always speak louder than the words, right? You can talk all that bullshit you want, you can promote whatever narrative you want, but that's not gonna stop the trajectory of where we are going as black men. And like I said, unfortunately, we live in a society where the young black kids look up to the rappers and the ball players more than they look up to the engineers and the doctors and the lawyers and the businessmen, right? So when they see a Boogie, you know, young dude, fresh and fly rapper, the ladies love him and shit like that. When they see him going to the continent dressed in a West African garb, I'm telling you, the young kids, they gonna look up to that. They gonna be like, man, I'm trying to be like a Boogie, man. That's some fly shit. So, you know, big up to a Boogie, man. A nice change of pace, promote a different narrative, a different image. You know what I'm saying? So I got nothing but love for a Boogie, man. Shout out to the homie. Anyways, man, it's your boy Neferkari, that's Celine, back in the building. Yes, indeed. Cash App up on the screen. And I'm gone. Peace.
Reincarnated, I'm back in original fashion. I left on a horse and came back in the ass, and I left with abundance and came back to famine. We used to be pyramids, now we be rapping. Look how the mighty have fallen. Used to be running, now we be walking. When you be cooning, that's when they applauded. Selling your soul, your sons and your daughter. Gotta come up in this shit, they stuck in the mix. Really, my heart it be breaking. That's why I'm stacking that paper and handle my business. Pass it down in generation. Talking about money and power and building a nation. That's a deadly combination. Never be watching the TV, they pushing agendas, falsifying information. Know they got malice intentions. Step in the room and I'm feeling the tension. Enemy watching, he blocking my vision. Pay for the check cause I need my redemption. Building my kingdom, I need it protected. Ready for war like a young Money Congo. Never decided the team is the motto. Up in the crib and I'm whipping up waffles. Up in the crib and I'm smoking gelato. I'm chilling, I'm taking my pain and make it ambition. I'm blessed by the gods, but I ain't religious. I came for the power, they came for the bitch. They making no hourly wage. I got business, this shit is an art and they could never be taught. Selling my soul, I can never be bought. Play with my money, I see you ain't caught. Run to the check and I do it for sport. Babylon falling, I go to the source. Packing my luggage and go overseas. Shorty be with me and she so elite. Shorty be chocolate, I'm calling her Hershey. Secret intelligence probably gon' murk me. Don't fuck with friends, cause nigga I'm Haitian. Say the wrong shit and you're smacking their faces.